This morning on The Dish, a familiar face in a new place. Chef Alfred Portale has spent nearly 4 decades in the culinary sphere, a pioneer in the new American food movement with multiple James Beard Awards, a Michelin star, unprecedented reviews, and 3 best-selling cookbooks. Portale has little to prove, but that didn't stop him from leaving the iconic New York restaurant he helped build to open a place of his own.
With a New Year's themed brunch as inspiration,
we're going to taste a pasta that we put together. It's a Maine lobster. It's got a little bit of chervil and some salmon roe on top. Farro, an Italian staple, served with walnut oil and wild mushrooms. Rack of lamb with gigante beans, some braised escarole, shaved black truffle on here as well. And lastly, for dessert, a chocolate and coffee tiramisu.
Delicious.
Wow.
Chef Alfred Portale sat down to reflect.
So this is called a sbagliata. It translates to mistake. And the story goes, the bartender was making a Negroni, and he reached for the gin, but he ended up with some Prosecco. A couple of parts Campari and vermouth and Proseccos.
Cheers.
So cheers.
Cheers to that. I like mistakes.
After more than 3 decades as executive chef and partner of New York's iconic Gotham Bar and Grill, Portale knows a thing or two about mistakes, and even more about successes. The James Beard Award winner's latest venture is also his first solo endeavor, his namesake, Portale.
What is the pressure then like when you say, okay, leaving that, I'm going to start this? You didn't think about that before you did it.
I did think about it.
What did you want that restaurant to be?
I wanted it to be many things. I wanted it to be an expression of myself. I tried to create a very chic and sort of sexy and fun and lively place.
For the food, he turned to a combination of his personal and culinary past.
Both of my grandparents are from Sicily, actually, but all my training is French. Sort of the bold passion of Italy and the precision of French cooking, that's how we look at it.
I guess Italian food is in your blood, is that?
Yes, big Italian-American family, lots of cousins. My mother was an excellent cook.
Her red sauce turned into your white sauce, is that right?
Oh, that's funny. My mom used to make a big pot of red sauce with the meatballs and brajol and all the... I carry on that tradition. You know, I've tweaked them over the years. It's a white bolognese, so made with short rib and some black truffle. It's a nice dish. My whole career, I've always looked for classic dishes, classic flavor combinations, and tried to give it a personal touch.
That kind of creative expression, part of what drew Portale to cooking in the first place.
From an early childhood, I wanted to be an artist. You know, it started with a next-door neighbor who was a painter and used to give me art lessons when I must have been 8 years old, 9 years old.
What did you love about it?
You know, it's just the creative aspect of it, being able to design and express yourself that way. Yeah. Somehow I was turned on to cooking through some old French cookbooks that had illustrations of these big elaborate buffets that they used to do in the 20s and 30s. And I said, this is edible art.
Which is exactly what Portale would go on to create, building a following and reputation with his masterpieces at Gotham Bar and Grill. At Portale, his creative touch is still found in the architecture of the food, but also in the space itself.
I had a great deal to do with the design, the integration of art and music, all sort of with a postmodern sort of vibe to it. Cooking is related to art in some ways because, you know, it's instant gratification. So you create a wonderful dish and get it into production and serve it to a guest. I mean, I think that's the reward.
One thing out of Portale's control, timing. His restaurant's launch was in the fall of 2019, just a few months before the pandemic began.
Could anything have prepared you for... I don't even have to finish the question.
Yeah.
Could anything have prepared you?
No. I mean, who could have ever conceived something like this? I mean, you know, it's really tough for restaurants during this time, for sure. I feel for my staff and everyone in the industry that's been impacted by this.
Much of Portale's staff is more like family after so many years of working together. And it was family he thought of when I asked him our traditional dish question.
If you could have this meal with anyone past or present,
oh, wow,
who would it be?
You know, we spoke about her earlier, and I thought about her a lot. I do miss my mom. You know, she was important.
Did she get to see a lot of your success?
Yeah, they did, actually. You know, God bless them, they lived into their 90s. But Yeah, came to New York, came to Gotham on a number of occasions, but always kept me really well grounded. You know, I'd go like, Mom, you know, I'm on TV. Or, you know,
I get it.
We just got 3 stars from the New York Times.
You didn't call me last week, right? Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
What would she think of the white sauce?
Oh, God. Well, I think she'd be skeptical at first, but once she tasted it, maybe.
Nice.
I think I'd win it over.
And cheers to Mom
cheers.
and the white sauce. I couldn't bring you food, but I did make a drink. I don't know how I do as a bartender, but a very
Jerika was already
pleasant
drinking
mistake.
during the piece. I saw it. I mean, it happened.
It's a wonderful mistake. That's all I know.
It's very strong. But
And
it's good.
Portale is still doing an outdoor dining program. They're going right now, like all restaurants, just trying to make the best of it.